Hey guys, it's Donnie. I posted a video yesterday saying that I was going to start posting some videos on this channel to raise awareness for MS and share my stories about MS. And what is my hair doing? Oh my gosh, okay. Excuse me, I stayed home for my medicine appointment today because I didn't feel very good. But I'm feeling good enough to post this video now, so might as well do it. Okay, anyways. I'm Donnie. I am 24 years old. I will be turning 25 in a few weeks here. I was diagnosed with MS when I was 14 or 15. Honestly, I cannot remember what age it was. You think I'd be able to, but I don't. The way, I guess I'll just get right into it here. I was diagnosed in October, I think it was October of 2009, 10, I think it was 2010 or 2009. Honestly, I don't remember what the year was. Gosh, I'm really bad at this story. Anyways, I remember we were learning about MS in my biology class, funnily enough. Funnily? Is that a word? Whatever. And we were learning about it, and I remember thinking that I had some of the symptoms, and just that, you know, I was thinking, oh, well, there's no way that would actually happen to me. So anyways, the symptoms actually started up. They started getting worse. I was getting numbness on this side of my face and tingling, and then this half of my body would just kind of feel like it wasn't working. My mom didn't believe me, my parents didn't believe me because I was a kid that lied about being sick often to miss school. And honestly, I wish I wouldn't have, because it took about 3 months, I think, to actually get into the doctor because of this. And it was because my math teacher witnessed me dropping all of my stuff on the floor and sent me to the office and said I needed to go home because obviously, you know, I'm sitting in class crying because I don't know what's wrong with me. And for a freshman or sophomore, it had to have been sophomore. So yeah, it was 2009 or 2010. 2009. It was 2009. I figured it out, guys. And, wow, this story I just feel like is all over the place. Anyways, so I went to the clinic, and then they called my dad, and he took me home, and I went to the doctor a few days later, I think. And I remember my doctor telling me that it could either be a brain tumor or MS. And at this point, I'm thinking, I don't know which I would rather have. I'm glad I ended up having MS, oddly enough, because now I can educate about it and learn more about it myself. But, so I got the test done. I remember I had to get, I think the first thing I got done was an MRI. And I wasn't terrified of the MRI the first time I got it, but now I am, so that's kind of funny. The first time I got an MRI, I was not scared of it. But yeah, so I got the MRI done, and then I remember I had to get a spinal tap done. And I was terrified. I hate needles, I hate hospitals, I hate doctors. So this is pretty much the worst thing that could happen to me, excuse me. So, I go in to get my spinal tap done, and one of the worst experiences of my life, because I remember laying flat on the bed, which is odd because pretty much everyone else that I've seen videos of or heard of, they're all in the fetal position, and I'm lying flat on my stomach. And this doctor tells me that, sorry, there's someone outside, tells me that it's not gonna hurt, that he's gonna numb it. So as he's sticking the numbing needle in, he tells me that he lied and that it's gonna burn. And I remember thinking, what is wrong with you, you psycho? How can you do that to someone, especially like this 14-year-old that's terrified of needles? And whatever. The lady in front of me was holding my hands, and she was super sweet. And I remember she was talking to me about ducks in Minnesota, and it was weird. But she kept me calm, and that's all that matters. And then I remember getting the instruction that afterwards I was not supposed to stand up or anything for at least 3 days or I'd get very sick, because that's something that can happen. Well, of course I'm 14, I had friends come over to visit me, and I wanted to get up and hang out with them, so I did. I ended up getting sick for a week, and having to stay in bed because of the migraines I got. I got terribly sick. It was the worst week of my life. I was throwing up because of the migraines when I stood up, so I just had to lay in bed for a week. And it was so terrible. At this point, I wanted to go back to school, and I was not a person who liked school at all. So, from there, I remembered that week that I was homesick, I had to go get I can't remember what it's called, whatever the thing is where they stick the little things on your head and you're supposed to try and sleep so they can monitor you. We had to drive an hour to get to this appointment, and I'm still sick, so I can't stand up without getting a headache. And it was just so terrible. But we got that done, we went home, and I remember the doctor calling and saying that we had to start treatment. And it was just a steroid treatment, and I didn't want to do it. I was terrified of it. I still hate steroids. I still do not like getting them done. But with MS, you have to do it sometimes, and it's just something I try to avoid. Not really anything I can do to control it, but, you know, whatever. So, got that done. I remember my best friend at the time went with me all 3 days. I stayed at her house. Her family was so great. So she went with me, and then, actually, I think I went trick-or-treating one of those nights, too. Anyways, after I got the steroids done, they said I had to start my treatment, which was Avonex, which was a shot once a week, every week. And to someone like me who hates shots, this is the worst news I could have ever gotten. The absolute worst news I could have gotten. So I did that for about 4 years, maybe, somewhere around there. And then I had to start doing them myself. And I already skipped a few before this because there were days I just didn't want to get it done. I would try to skip them. My nurse actually became one of my best friends. Shouts out to Angela. I loved her. She was great. And then I had to start doing them myself. So I did them myself for about a year. I didn't actually do most of them. I did a lot of them, but it was very hard for me to do them because I hate needles, and it was just something I didn't want to do. My quality of life was not great. I felt like my MS was controlling my life because I was so terrified to do this shot every week. So yeah. Then I ended up, I stopped doing that in 2015. That sounds right. 2015, I think I stopped doing the shots. And then I tried Gilenya and Aubagio, which both did not end up working for me. Those are the only other two I tried. And then now I'm on Tysabri, which is an infusion once a month. Still not too fond of it, but it is what it is. My nurse now for that is really great too. She's fun. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Just today actually, I was complaining to my mother about how just scraping off my car was absolutely exhausting. And I mean, I've been completely blessed with this. I've had it for 10 years now, and I can still walk. My legs bother me almost every day. Man, I cannot handle my hair today. My legs bother me almost every single day. I get tired. I have not memory lapses, but like words can be really hard for me sometimes. You know, anxiety, stuff like that. I don't really know what else I should say in this video. I guess if there's any questions people want answered about MS, I'd be more than willing to answer them. I like talking about it. I mean, I don't like talking about it, but I like to educate people on it. So if there are any questions, it's very hard sometimes to have this disease, and I know that because there are oftentimes people just think you're being lazy, or they think you're not actually sick, and they think that you're faking it, and, you know, they can't see the actual reality of what the disease is and what it does to people. So I kind of just want to be able to shine a light on that and be a person that can be there for people that have it and help people learn about it. And yeah, I was planning on doing a little bit of recording before and after my medicine today, which I didn't obviously go to because of my headache, but I am going to be going on Friday to get it done. So hopefully before and after on Friday I can film a little something maybe. I don't even know if this is really gonna help anyone or if anyone's gonna watch it, but I hope they do, because I would love to be able to help some people, especially people with new diagnoses maybe, if they need someone to talk to. So yeah, that's about all I had. Just wanted to tell my diagnosis story. Hopefully next time my hair looks a little better. Yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.